According to the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration, trauma results from an event, series of events, or set of circumstances that is experienced by an individual as physically or emotionally harmful or threatening. Parents and professionals need to understand how trauma can affect a survivor's success at home, school, and in the community. It's easy to assume that trauma affects everyone the same. It doesn't. Some individuals may display symptoms consistent with post-traumatic stress disorder, and others may show more resilient outcomes. The impact of trauma can be subtle or outright destructive. How a disturbing event affects an individual depends on many factors, including the genetics and temperament of that person, the type and duration of the traumatic event, the meaning they have of themselves, and socio-cultural and economic issues. Dissociation is a word that is used to describe the disconnection or lack of connection between things usually associated with one another. Approximately 73% of individuals exposed to a traumatic event will experience dissociative states during the incident or in the hours, days, and weeks following. For most people, these dissociative experiences will subside on their own within weeks after the traumatic event is over. In severe forms of dissociation, disconnection occurs in someone's memory, identity, and perceptions of reality. Lesser forms may cause a trauma survivor to think or talk about an event without any feeling. All forms can impede everyday life, prevent focus at home and school, and cause problems in relationships. Sufferers, as well as those around them, find dissociation to be very disturbing. Not everyone who dissociates are aware that they are having an episode. It can be mistaken for tiredness, laziness, apathy, or lack of motivation, especially to someone unfamiliar with it. The first step to developing resilience in the face of dissociation is being able to identify a dissociative episode. There are certain common sensations that go along with dissociation. It often feels like you're zoning out or losing focus. You may be unable to think clearly or pay attention to your surroundings. The world may feel fake, or as if it doesn't matter, and the world may seem slightly surreal or distant. Some people describe a dissociative episode as feeling like you're outside your body, watching yourself. Others describe it as watching yourself as if you're in a movie. Some perceive it as a slow underwater feeling. None of these are literally true. Of course, they are metaphors. It may be useful to find a metaphor for your own experience of dissociation. Other features might include feeling physically numb, as if your legs are asleep. Your eyes may be unfocused and appear glassy to others. Your breathing may slow or deepen, or you may frequently yawn. Some people look shocked or stunned when dissociating. Others look bored and exhausted. The good news is that you can learn to manage dissociation and its disturbing effects. There are 3 steps in this process: observing, tools, and staying social. After you have learned to identify what dissociation feels like for you, begin observing when dissociative episodes pop up. The circumstances that set off dissociation can be called triggers. Triggers can include situations or places, individuals, conversation topics, smells, physical sensations, even uncomfortable thoughts. Whenever you realize you've finished having a dissociative episode, write down the circumstance in a notebook. You may want to use a note-keeping app on your phone or computer if that is easier. After 2 weeks of keeping notes, review your entries for common themes. This should help you identify triggers. Identifying triggers may help you avoid dissociative episodes. However, it's unlikely that you can avoid all triggers. Learning to combat dissociation when it arises is more helpful for fostering resiliency in the long term. Therefore, it's vital to develop tools to use during an episode. You can use grounding techniques that emphasize awareness of the present, such as the 5 senses technique and the 5-4-3-2-1 game. These are listed in another Trauma Toolbox training. Avoid grounding techniques that require visualizing something, as well as techniques that involve escapism. These can further your sense of detachment. You can use mild sensations to provide yourself with mild sensory input, such as pressing a fingernail gently into your thumb, holding a cold water bottle against your wrist, rubbing an ice cube on your skin, and drinking a cool drink. It's a good idea to get your body moving if possible. Stand up and stretch, take a bathroom break, get a glass of water, take a walk down the hall or around the block. If these are not possible, try jiggling your legs, wiggling your toes, or rotating your head. Also, make sure to take good care of yourself. When did you eat last? Are you staying hydrated? Are you sleeping well and taking care of your hygiene? It's easy to ignore these basic tools, but they can make us feel more normal and capable. The third way to deal with dissociation is to stay social. Social contact that is safe is one of the most effective ways to draw yourself back into the present. If you can, ask a friend or coworker to engage you in a conversation. Tell them you need a distraction, or that you are feeling out of sorts and that a quick conversation would help give you more energy. If they are a trusted friend, you can teach them to walk you through a grounding technique or help you describe your surroundings. If possible, discuss simple, concrete topics with someone near you. Good conversation topics include the weather, complimenting an outfit of a friend or coworker, discussing your plans for the day or the weekend, talk about what you're having for lunch or dinner tonight. If there is no one else around, you can use social media to connect with others. Try texting a friend or asking them about their day. Just make sure to focus on posts about non-distressing subjects. If none of these options are available to you, try writing a letter or an email to a friend. In addition to these tools, you might need some professional help. Signs that you are in need of help include your episodes are more than daily, they last longer than a few minutes, they occur in unsafe places or make you feel unsafe, you cannot predict episodes, or you're having trouble managing them. Seek out therapists who are trained in trauma and dissociation. Find support groups in your area. Inform trusted loved ones about the episodes. How they look and how they affect you can be useful both to you and them. It's easy to want to avoid dealing with disturbing things, but too much distraction and avoidance will worsen the symptoms. It takes courage to confront and process your trauma, but this will help you get to the root causes of the episodes.